China quietly doubles troops in Hong Kong. When I say double, there are now 12,000 troops. If China moves to put down protests in Hong Kong, they will do the job. You can count on that. They will accomplish that task. So on October 1st, there is a protest scheduled by the people of Hong Kong. And already Chinese officials are calling this, because of, they're saying, violence that is likely to occur, an act of terrorism by the people. Now, that is code for, understand we may have to use an awful lot of force to put this down. This is going to, in their mind, give them cover if they have to use excessive force, which they will do. This needs to be a concern for democracies everywhere. This should be something that we should be covering at great length on our news, and it should be a very strong negotiating point with President Trump. This is why China is willing to negotiate with us. This is why they're coming on October 10th. This is why they have a much more conciliatory attitude about negotiating trade with us, because they're trying to distract us. They need to keep us occupied on this topic to keep us away from getting involved or even seeing what is going on in Hong Kong. And that is their goal. Their goal is to instill fear in the negotiators of the United States of America that if we pay any attention to this, that China might pull away from the table. Let's not get all optimistic about talks that could happen on October 10th with China. Let's not get carried away. There's a lot going to be going on between now and the next 10 days. And we got to watch it very closely. And we've got to stand firmly on the values that we uphold here in the United States of America. So this comes as the U.S. is possibly thinking about restricting investing in China companies. In other words, we are thinking about delisting some of their companies. There's a lot of controversy about this. I don't think there should be any controversy about it. Some are saying, well, U.S. companies could get, the United States could get hurt, and this according to CNBC analysts, because there will be retirement funds that will not be able to invest in China. Well, since when is that a bad thing? So we're going to be putting restrictions on retirement funds like TSP and retirement funds from the state of California in investing in a terrorist regime that doesn't even have currency worth anything, or we're going to discourage that. We shouldn't have to discourage it, because those retirement funds should have thought about being more prudent and wise in the retirement investment 20 years ago, instead of trying to make it up on the back of what I would consider junk bonds, even though S&P just rated Chinese debt to A, upgraded the ratings on Chinese debt. They have more debt than any of us could even imagine, and yet they have no choice but to continue to print a worthless yuan in hopes of trying to get more and more people to accept it. And S&P is going to help that by somehow rating their currency higher. I don't even know how that's possible. And it goes to show these ratings agencies aren't doing what they're supposed to do, and that is good old-fashioned analytics. So the reports are that the White House is considering investment curbs on China, delisting Chinese stocks on the United States markets, limiting government pensions from investing in the Chinese markets. All of those things should be common sense by, number one, the government pension fund managers, and common sense from U.S. investors. Hey, I want to thank you for watching the clip. We sure do appreciate it. Would you go right now, click on that subscribe button if you haven't already. That helps us. We would appreciate it. Thanks again.